Howdy. Uh, I just wanted to show you a few cloud pictures. That's from yesterday. This was quite impressive since it moved also rather quickly. And it's going on like, I don't know how far. And it seemed to be very low, almost touched the trees. And it was an event which lasted about 10 minutes or something. Rather interesting. And that's from this evening. This didn't last more than 10 minutes. This was also rather quickly over. But I have been talking about updates, like following events, and I picked two. Yeah, that's translated by Google. And that's the newest news I've found about that. Speed of the sliding rocks in the Sea surprised experts. The municipality of Kandersteg, Switzerland, has published an analysis after the violent landslides above Lake Oshinen. You have gained a lot of experience. What? How? Now let's take a look at the pictures. And it's this side which is about to come down. They say. I think it's interesting, for example, in this picture that we have here sandy shore. There's nothing growing. Where we have on the other side, it's all green. So this might be a landslide from some time ago. And that's picture. There's actually text to those. On August 23rd, more than a month ago, the first part of the boulders fell, according to the municipality. I cannot say this word for whatever reason. Of Kandersteg, only 5,000 and not 10,000 cubic meters of rock, as initially assumed. So the first one was much smaller, as they thought. Yeah, that's maybe the same pictures. That's what's about at the Oceansee Kandersteg, Bern, Germany. No, Switzerland. A large rocky slope is in motion. The rock fallen August 23rd was the biggest of the year, despite the correction of the numbers. After that, the slope accelerated to a pace that has not been observed before. This is what the community writes in an analysis of the landslide at the Stei Peak. Stei means stone. On August 23rd, a rockfall occurred at the Stei Point near the Oceaninsee. As the municipality of Kandersteg Bern wrote on its website, around 10 cubic meters of stone fell into the depths. In its current newsletter, the community reassesses the rockfall. Due to the drought, the crash led to an untypically strong dust development that was visible from afar. Yeah, I'm not in reading mode actually, obviously. But anyway. Since the dust delayed the evaluation of the camera recordings, it was initially assumed that 10,000 cubic meters had crashed. This corresponds to the amount of rock that had previously accelerated sharply. However, data later showed that it was only 5,000 cubic meters to have. According to the newsletter, even after the corrections, it is the biggest rockfall of the year so far. Should we check out the video? Does it work? Do we have commercials? I guess so. Yeah, how nice they put the text there. Oh man. Yeah, you can watch the rest if you want to. Unexpectedly strong acceleration. It is further stated that the impact of the rock masses and the partial deposition of the fall material accelerated the central part of the entire debris slide. Normally 500,000 cubic meters of rock moved there at 1 centimeter per day. Now it was suddenly 20 centimeters per day. This surprised the experts. Such a strong and large-scale acceleration was not expected in the previous assessments of the fall event. The movement rates were so high that they were registered not only by scientific measuring devices but also by a surveillance camera. The rock in the center area on the slope had never moved so fast. There was a lack of local experience for further development. The community continues. Experience values were missing. Now the canton and the external experts have reacted. On the morning of August 24th, they recommended that the municipality of Kandersteg increase the security zone and increase the danger levels. This is due to the lack of empirical values for the further development of the situation. The very large mass of rock that was in motion and that there could be further falls on the east ridge. During the day on the August 25th, the movement rates decreased continuously, it is said. The radar measurements showed no indication of an imminent termination, and by August 26th, the speed of the rocks has returned to normal, also on the east ridge. Danger levels and measures have therefore been reset. I remember they were saying that it will all come down within a week. Obviously, they were wrong. The observations of the last week have shown impressively how a small fall event can lead to the acceleration of a much larger sliding mass. The municipality of Kandersteg continues. On the one hand, this shows how unstable the debris is stored in the lower area of the Spitzestein, the sharp stone. On the other hand, the observations once again confirmed that the slope was sufficiently stable to return to a calmer state. Oh, yeah. So this was it. Okay. I haven't read this before, as I haven't done with the next thing I still try to keep an eye on. So now this was about the rockfall. And that's a little update about the fire at the Glacier 3000. The police exclude crime. A little over 10 days ago, there was a fire high above Le Diableret in the canton of Vaud. The top 2 floors of the Glacier 3000 mountain station were destroyed by the flames. According to the police, the fire is not the result of a criminal act. Yeah, this doesn't work. Does it? Yeah, it does.
Feueralarm auf dem Gletscher. Gestern am frühen Morgen oberhalb von Le Diableret, die Bergstation vom Skigebiet Glacier 3000, ist in Flammen aufgegangen. Das Restaurant vom Star-Architekt Mario Botta im 3. und 4. Stock ist komplett ausgebrannt. Das ist ein harter Schlag für die Region, weil die Wintersaison kurz bevorsteht. Besonders nach den 2 letzten Wintern mit den Einschränkungen wegen Corona hätte jetzt wieder mal eine gute Saison kommen.
Yeah. I didn't even put the quality better, but you can watch the video if you want to. Due to police investigations, a criminal act could not be ruled out. Even if the exact causes are not yet known, the investigators assumed a technical problem, said the communications chief of the Vaud Canton Police, Jean-Christophe Sauderel, of the Keystone SDA news agency. The spokesman also stated that the search on the site in the rubble was completed. It is now a matter of analyzing the various samples since the investigations are far from over. If you know about the piezoelectric properties of quartz, for example, if you squeeze it, you get an electric current out of it. And there might be quite much quartz in those mountains. There might be also some water vein up there where they get the water to run the facility. It might be drilled, it might have been more or less natural. I don't know. I didn't figure out yet how they get the water because it's somehow hard to get the information. I don't think they carry buckets of water up there. And there's also about electricity, like charge tends to accumulate on peaks and edges. And there's a wire going down to the valley, grounding or a connection. Like you're on a peak or you're in a valley. If you're in a valley, you're somehow in a negative charged region. If you're in a mountain, you're in a positive. And then span some huge wires between that in times of Earth's weakening, magnetosphere, and all these kind of things. I'm not saying that there has been some lightning bolt. There might have just been accumulated so much charge in the environment that something just got overpowered. I don't know. Let's see. They still don't know what made the fire. Technical defect, yeah. Overchoosing of the circuits of the facility by induced currents of the environment. The police spokesman added that they are still looking for eyewitnesses who may have seen the fire erupt. On the night of September 18 and 19th, the alarm was raised by a resident of Le Diable at 4:30 a.m. However, the fire hadn't broken out several hours earlier. The cable car was spared. The restaurant, designed by Ticino architect Mario Botta, and the self-service restaurant on top two floors burned down after all. The cable car is intact and can be reopened on November 12th. Yeah, this looks bad. The damage to the restaurants is irreparable. Gone. For operations this winter, the company has considering two solutions. The first is for the upper floors to be completely dismantled. The temporary roof would then be erected over the third floor ceiling to protect the cable car. The second variant, the ceiling of the top floor would be stabilized with load-bearing pillars, and the openings in the windows caused by the fire would be closed. Construction work for new restaurants will start in spring 2023. Let's see if they make a restaurant up there. Someone has to provide food for the restaurant as well. Maybe they need also electricity. Maybe people have to think about other things than just going on top of a mountain like this. Cable car in a self-service restaurant. I don't know. And what caused the fire? Overchoosing of the electric circuits is my guess. Let's see if they ever tell us. But anyway, just some news updates with no updates. Really. Yeah, interesting times. Thanks.